Welcome to our Tampines hub for the fourth and final semi-final of day 2. And did I say fourth and final? Well, for the fourth semi-final of day 2. And this, of course, is going to be an interesting one in the championship playoffs because it was a very intense game yesterday when Nemesis locked horns with Orion Star. Orion Star, of course, the winners of last year's championship. And it's going to be quite a battle to watch out for because the Wonder Sticks men have already qualified for the finals. So one of these two teams can make it through if Orion Star win their game, because they won yesterday's affair 7-6. If they win their game today, then they will go in, well, pretty much to the finals. If Nemesis win the game today, then they will push this to a decider on the 18th of October. So all left to be seen so far. All three games that were played earlier have been deciders. So we've got, for the women, we've got the NUS Titans who will go up against the Wonder Sticks ladies in the finals of the championships on the 25th of October. In the men's, left to be seen who will go up to meet the Wonder Sticks. Then don't forget we've got the third and fourth place games also, so there's got to be 4 games being played out on the 25th of October. And here we go as we start off. Well, it was Cheong and Fatah who got the party started here. Orion Star playing in their, well, trademark black colors. Well, Chen Hong decides to, will go in with the first and second effort. And, well, referee Charles, well, calling a misdemeanor there. And that certainly looked like that it was Chunyin. Well, guilty of it. Well, Cheong trying to push that through. This is the part where you are expecting, you know, the team to come out with the intention of a win. Now that's exactly what Nemesis need to do. They need to push as hard as they can. So this is the, well, third meeting between the teams. In the last two, that was yesterday's meeting, and in the regular season it was Orion Star who pretty much, well, have proved to be world supreme. But don't forget Nemesis have got a strong, well, lineup and very talented players in there. Here's Genmark. Oh, just wanted to take that through on a solo run and almost finished it. But normally Genmark does, you know, stay back in the defensive area. That's well played. So for Nemesis, it's Damien Wan who's in the goal. The captain today is Gary Wong. Oh, that's a quick fast stroke coming through. You would believe that these lads would turn on, well, the pace as and when they can. So very well played there. Here's Ethan. Well, finding Kumar. Adam. Well, Janong taking that up. Marcus Shaw gets the ball away. Still a good bit of work being done on the back line. I do believe that there's definitely something that the lads can take from it. Here on the outside, well, started off pretty much a little faster than they did yesterday, I do believe. Here's Amr. Sending it straight to Satish. And, well, Jedel will have it together. Nicholas Chua chasing Satish. It's Amshar. Just getting right behind it. Well, it's really interesting to see, well, how things have progressed here, and also the fact that we've got, you know, very interesting, well, player on there as well. Kumar gets it off to Rolfata. Ethan. Well, Cheong gets right behind it. Well, driving that through was expecting Leroy Brown. Let's knock it fairly hard. So right there in the first 8 minutes itself, it hasn't been too much of a change as far as what we saw yesterday. It's been, you know, just that easy start between the teams, and you know, the search, well, for a goal, but they haven't really pressed as hard as they would normally, and that happened, of course, yesterday in the third and final period. Having said that, we are expecting a change here today. Well, Genmark will send it ahead. Yes, Siraj, and that's pulled away by Cheong. Danish Isaac gets right behind it. And referee Shadal, of course, putting paid to the efforts of the lads for the time being. With good measure and with purpose. Well, that's what good referees do. Chun-Yun. It's been a decent effort from both sides today, but you have to credit neither for actually allowing or conceding a goal. Here's Ethan. Takuma, who's captaining the side. Back here to Clementong. Clement will get a bit of a helping hand, and that's just slipped straight past Howard Khan. Well, Ethan knocks it ahead to Janong. Janong will take the tumble. Janong will have to tide it out outside. But he was down on the turf. And this is what transpired. And he got up and was reaching out for the ball, and that's he was just explaining that he was pretty much back on his feet. But well, the referee is always going to stick by the rules, so power play time for Nemesis, and pretty much Quattro magic defense here for Orion Star. Let's not forget, the best teams always score when the chips are against them. Lying play. It's not really fully up on his feet, so Janong. Just voicing, the fact that he was almost back up. It's quick work being done here, on the right flank by Orion Star. And Fatah knocks that out of harm's way before he can run off. Opportunity here for the lads to make it count. Well, Nicholas Chua. He's got a sure shot about him. Very, very accurate when he does take the shot. But sometimes shots can be saved. So 7 seconds to full strength here for Orion Star. And that's straight off the side. So 5-man army back again. And Kumar. We'll send that to Fatah. It's back to Kumar. Here's Shannon. Big tap there from Kumar. I think just trying to figure out what the referee was calling, but it's good to see Leroy Brown back in there. I absolutely love that name because I grew up listening to a song on that by the late singer Jim Croce, and that's the first goal. Something had to give, and it would at this point of time. And Orion Star have claimed the lead. It's taken a good bit of time to come, literally almost 14 minutes. But it all had to break down. It was strong defense put up by Nemesis, to be fair. And all it needed was a fine finish. So sometimes, when you are reprimanded, you can come back with your best. But sometimes you just got to channel that out as Surya will get ready. And that's really the joy of, any sport, isn't it? The ability to just change things around. So Orion Star have the first goal in the bag. And it's going to be interesting to see how Nemesis get back into it. Well, they did yesterday. They're not a team that can be written off. They literally matched every step, of the opposition. And Jan Hong, and that's exactly what I spoke about. That's the equalizer that's come in. So Jan Hong, of course, earlier putting, his team ahead. But Ryan Tham, has just about nullified that lead. And it's now even Stevens here. Not the fanciest, but gets it past, the opposition. Two players out there and the goalkeeper. So 1-1. So here goes Walamshar. And just pulling it away from him in time. That was Alvin. Got to get those boards up and running. So it's 1-1, and as I said, this was going to be an intense game. I'll be surprised. I won't be surprised if it really stretches, the length that is allotted. But it's a good way, to watch. It's always great to watch two, well-matched teams, two teams that have really players with, top skill that can battle it out. There's nothing like it. What happens is when you have a one-sided affair, and that's an entirely different story. Here's Fatah, gets right behind it. Kumar, back to Fatah. Across it over, Chan Hong. Just missing it out as Nick Chua grabs it. But it's back with Orion. Tried to volley that home, Chan Hong, but Jedel pulling it away. Jedel can use his, height to great advantage. I've seen that, over a period of time. He can outpace you sometimes, but he's also a quick mover. Also, the fact that he has clear vision of the goal. Chenmark. Surya. Siraj decides to whip that through. Just a tad bit of a battle there. And it was the captain, Gary Wong. Well, on collision course with Siraj. 3.5 minutes left. It's quite an event, you know, to be able to actually catch the action of the Singapore Floorball Premier League. I mean, this league is played right through the year, but right now at this point of time, you're looking at the best teams that assemble, you know, for the championship. And you know, if you're actually watching the action, you really want to soak up what it feels like to be live at the venue. 25th October. Well, I'm going to say, make sure that you find your place in, because it's going to be a packed house. So there's nothing like really savoring the atmosphere at that point of time, or, you know, experiencing it. You'll have fans, you'll have friends, you'll have family, you'll have, you know, well, probably neighbors as well turn up, you know, to cheer their lads on. Here's Siraj. It's pulled away by Chi Yong. Will try to drive that home. Well, gets it a bit too wide. Quick pass there from Danish Isaac. Siraj almost nails it. Well, Surya's right behind it, and that's, well, the danger cleared, but Mark will get to it first before Chi Yong can. Well, there's a good bit of action. There's always a tussle between the lads. And very active today, Howard Tan. Here's Nick Chua. Well, did want to set that up. It was a fancy assist. Here's Satish. Sends it back to Amr. Well, Nicholas Chua. So quick pass back to Nicholas. Azari. Azari Saputra denied. Chi Yong sent to the head. Well, Janong's taken a few knocks today, but he's a fast mover. Well, Chi Yong pulls it away. And Kumar says, let's get it out of harm's way. So 45 seconds left in the first period. It's been a very constructive one for both sides of the half line, and that's pretty much, well, what it should be when it comes to a contest. But with one win in the Orion Star Sack, it's left to be seen what Nemesis can do here today. That's a good stop. And Fatah will be denied the opportunity as Damien will hold strong. And well, Janong just having a conversation there with Cheryl. Don't forget, besides the fact that you're referees, I mean, well, Cheryl himself has been, you know, a floorballer in his time, and well, they're very connected, and you'll find these lads often even, you know, playing alongside each other, and that's of course for recreation. And I think so. Referee Cheryl just explaining, well, the rules there, you know, that it wasn't unfair, but it was just, well, the right thing to do. Well, Nick Chua earlier missing out on that was a blistering shot, but well, let's give you a bit of a breather. It's Nemesis 1, Orion Star 1 at the end of the first period. We'll be back with you for the second period in just a few minutes. It's going to be time for, well, second period action right here as Nemesis and Orion Star resume their battle, which has been a fairly tough one so far. They're both very, very solid teams, as we have seen. And it will be interesting to see how they perform. So, even Stevens at the end of the first break with Nemesis 1, Orion Star 1. Well, Fatah will start off the action with Azari Saputra. We've got the number 25, Emil Ortanayan. Here's Chunyan. Knock just plays that forward. It's taken ahead by Danish. Danish for 3. Danish just caught up in a bit of a tangle there with Nicholas. It's going to be pulled away by Hasek. So into the second period of play, let's remind you that it's been a tough call as far as, well, the teams are concerned. It's never going to be easy. You always have, well, a stiff contest, and a stiff contest like this, well, you really have to, well, pull out every trick in the book to get the better of your opponent, and that's what both teams are doing, actually, to be fair, which is why we are pretty much stuck at a even Steven scoreline. Here's Ethan Wong. Kumar pulls it away. The ball back into play here, Roshan. Well, it's a bit of a scramble there as well, that attempt to clear comes through, and I think Safar doing just enough. Here's Cheong. And Denmark's going to have to buy this time out. Just a quick explanation there to Kumar. He's not happy about that call, which means, of course, it's well, Orion start down to, well, 4 men in power play for Nemesis. That can, of course, affect, well, the scoreline more importantly. I think that's been a bit of a worry, and that's what Denmark is most concerned about. The fact that his team might be well affected. This definitely gives the opposition a chance to score. So Denmark's radar called for obstruction. Power play and the box formation all go hand in hand. It's a never-ending story. Orion. So no change in the scoreline, you know, ever since we got into this part of play. It's been a good 7 minutes, well, in the second period. Pass ahead. Well, interesting how, well, things could have panned out here, but as we can see, for the time being, it is, well, Orion Star who are defending, and Nemesis just taking that step forward. Keep in mind the fact that, well, that's because there was, well, power play on for the time being. Now Siraj will take it forward for Orion Star. Did have a slight nudge coming there from, well, Azari Saputra. Well, that's a quick push forward. What an opportunity missed. You would have thought of Kumar with the clearance. But absolutely wonderful run there that we looked at. And I do believe there was every chance of making it count. It was Zafir Ilhan. Well, racing ahead at top speed. Here's Surya. Well, definitely needs to work his way around. Straight back to Siraj. Well, Denmark puts it past the away post, but it's a good shot taken on the trot. Surya, well, just a quick pass back. Siraj had it, well, inside. Well, let's not forget that as we cruise through this part, let's remind you once again that the finale, that is the women's and the men's finals, take place on the 25th of October, right here at our Tampines hub. And before that, of course, it'll be the third and fourth place games, both in the men's and the women's. We are going to be looking at the top four teams in both, you know, on both sides of the spectrum. And it'll be very interesting because we've already seen some very intense battles here. And I do believe that that's what is really required. You know, for Floorball, of course, we are going to miss it after that because it's going to be a very long break. And the league season next year might have a different, you know, schedule, well, altogether. Kumar sending it back to Ethan. Quick tap back from Hortinainen. That's Emil Hortinainen, just to remind you. Here's Ethan. Fatah will take it away for a little bit. It's back to Ethan, back to Fatah. Was looking for a wrap around there. It's pretty well covered. I think Damien taking a bit of a knock there to his hand. Well, let's remind you that we are in the second period. It's just about 6 minutes left. It's been a bit of a, well, tough affair, I would say. These are very, very, quality teams that you're looking at. And they really bring a lot of skill to the fore. Having said that, the first period started off, well, fairly slow, but then there was a good bit of a pick-up there in the pace. Now in this second period, it's been a bit of a quiet affair. And I do think that what we're looking at very clearly is both teams will exercising a great deal of caution. And keeper Damien's got it covered. Here's Satish. Let's also remind you that we've got the point system running. Well, Fatah and Lim Jan Hong were just a point away from each other in the regular season, but here in the playoffs, Fatah had 5 points in the bag. Lim Jan Hong was behind on 4, but we are going to update those for you, as the lads progress with their efforts here, and that's going to matter because you do want. It's a matter of pride and also performance. To reap the fruits of your labor in terms of what you've done as an individual. Well, that's whipped around. Will hold his own there, and referee Charles not too happy about that, but so Zari Saputra will be denied. Here's Kumar. Well, let's just say that the scoreline doesn't change and it tends to be another stalemate affair here or another draw, and you're going to ask me as to, what would be the state of affairs. It's quite simple. There will be, of course, extra time, and if that doesn't work out, while talking about it, well, that's been ruled out. So unfortunate here after that, whoop of joy. Well, Janong was taking it forward, but that's been ruled out. It would have been a goal for Orion Star. It was a quick appeal from, Nemesis. Danish Isaac unleashes another one, but it's so far well guarded. Damien Wan's got it covered. Here's Genmok. Good tap back to Genmok. So here we go, taking that forward. That was a pacey run. But Hotonainen, well, gets it at the other end. It was Dexter who took it forward. Chunyan now. Fata pulls it away. Hotonainen kept at bay by Damien. Here's Kumar. Fata. Hotonainen back with it. Well, Janong being denied here, but he had pinpoint accuracy on that one. A bit unfortunate, it's still 1-all. Well, Orion Star really in a rush of action there. But well played by the Nemesis keeper. So right at the end of the second period, it is of course still even Stevens. It's been a very unproductive second period. The first 20 of course did have a goal coming in from Janong and then Ryan Tham with the equalizer. So that's how it stayed right through the second period. There were a few chances, a goal ruled out as well, a bit of drama and a bit of action, but it was a lot subdued as compared to the first 20. So right here, before we get into the third and final period, it stands at Nemesis 1, Orion Star 1. Stay with us. Orion Star and Nemesis and their journey through the semi-finals. This, of course, is the second semi-final, what we call the return. And I really like the fact that you have the first semi-final, the return leg, and then, of course, you have the decider leg. But that's left to the teams and how they, well, leave it open. But today, it is still, well, even Stevens here. Nemesis 1, Orion Star 1. Here's Ethan. Jan Hong receiving it back from Hortonainen. Here's Nicholas Chua, whips that one through. Janong pulling it away from Nick. Gets it to Emil. Safe hands there from Damien. So no worries for the time being. Danish Isaac gets it to Siraj. Back to Danish. Siraj still on top of it. And something had to give, and it would. Bit of a worry as well, Damien, well, does have a bit of a problem. Got tangled up with the net there. But it's, well, Orion Star 2, Nemesis 1. And this is how it played out. Well, Siraj is working it through. And all that was needed was a finish. But one of the players that, you know, I've been watching since yesterday has been, well, Danish Isaac. He's been in such terrific form. So far, good run of events here. As far as, well, the lads are concerned. Here's Nick. Nicholas Chua getting it back to his teammate, and Danish Isaac. Well, just said that he's been quite a player to watch since yesterday. Really quick with his movements. He's got great purpose in the way that he pursues, well, a goal. And it's going to be power play for Orion Star. As Clementon sits it out. 2 minutes on the bench. Getting right behind it now. Hortonainen, that's Emil. Here's Ethan. Straight back to Neil from Fatah. Fatah, Ethan. Chanong. Back to Ethan. Back to Fatah. Dexter chasing it down there. Here's Emil. Straight back to Ethan. Bounces it off the opposition. Dexter on the trot. Well, Zafir Ilhan scores. And that is from a disadvantage. So now it's, well, 2-all. And even Stevens back again. That is an absolutely marvelous strike from Zafir Ilhan. And it was Dexter, well, pulling that away, so you've got to credit him for it. And that's what always happens. Well, a man shot, and you'll find floorballers will bring out their finest skills. It's now 2-all, and even Stevens back again with 16 plus minutes to go. Another return! Absolutely marvelous strike from Danish Isaac. And that's got to be the quickest reply as he nets his brace. It's now 3-2. And this is what the lads did yesterday as well. They were patient right through the first two periods before unleashing some real fireballs at the end. And that's what's happening right now. That's a marvelous strike from Danish Isaac. So a brace for him. 3-2. Denmark. Well, there's probably just two ways to go, and I do believe Orion Star will realize the need for them to extend their tally, because just a single goal is never an advantage. It's pretty much an invitation for the opposition to score. Here's Denmark. Gets it to Surya. Bit of backup there. That's even as well. Gary Wong jumps in and jumps out. Here's Gerald. Good pass there to Orion. Zafir Ilhan for that goal earlier, and then of course there's a reply coming very quickly from, well, Danish Isaac. Well, Chi Young decides to tuck that in, but it goes past the away post. Fatha. Well, hasn't been at his fiery best today. And talk about getting that through. That's a wonderful strike. Absolutely marvelous strike. So here we go back again. Well, all said and done, it's turning out to be an event where every team takes one step forward and the other team takes the next one. That's an absolutely marvelous finish from Chi Young. And Dexter there with the assist. Well, he's been involved in 2 of those goals, so it's 3-all. Even Stevens back again and on par. Nemesis and Orion Stock. So Chi Young with the goal. Well, here's Tanish back again. Well, chasing it down as best as he can. Siraj gets in. Well, that's a certain hustle, definitely a rush for the ball. Well, Nicholas Lowe able to keep that away. Have to remember that Nicholas is the captain, Nicholas Lowe. Sent forward by Asmer. Chunyan. There's Chi Young, quick tap back to Chunyan. Up next, it's going to be Kumar. We pretty much, cruised through that first, 10 minutes of the 20. Practically nearing the end of it. Here's Fatha. And Nicholas will get it away. Decides to go right across the court. Requires a bit of a helping hand. And Azari will steps in to do the needful. It's now Jedald. Well, Jedald just decides to play it a tad bit safe here. Sent forward by Ethan. Hartanainen. Right behind it, here's Fatha back again. Kumar. Nicholas needs to figure out which way he's going to go. got that ability to craft out this pass. It sends it to Gerald. Atanainen was with it for a bit. Here's Dexter, who's been quite a spark here for his team. And that's, well, Dexter Wong. Well, excellent athlete to watch in action. Well, quick fire run there from Danish. Not too happy about not being able to nail it. Well, he's had a few good runs here today. And I shudder to think if this game goes into added time and penalties like yesterday, it's going to be a bit of a drain for the lads as well. But they're such a well-matched team, and you know, this is what you really want to see. You want to see a contest, and you know, cliched as it may sound, we've saved the best for last for you. Here's Genmark. Referee's call. We'll just put that ball back with Orion Star. And Samir. We'll get in on the action. Satish, we'll just roll it around a bit. Here's Chi Yong. Can be fairly lethal in his day. Now Jan Hong takes over it. Well, wants to, well, find the gap there, but had, well, a bit of an opposition from the Nemesis defense. Would have to let it rest for the time being. Here's Ethan. Well, finds Kumar. Back to Ethan. So timeout always needed. Just a little over 6 minutes left, and it really matters because so a much needed chat will help as the lads get back, you know, onto the court. Here's Gerald. Right across. Just picking it up easily. Well, there was Amir. That is so needed. Right place at the right time. Sometimes a timeout will do any team good, but that was so needed. And here we have it now, finally. It stands at 4-3, but having said that, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Surya decided to get that passing shot in. A very good deception with so many players up there in front. And much needed. Absolutely fantastic strike. Oh, this has been a game where, you know, lads from both sides have really pulled out their best shots out of the bag. And we're looking at some really exciting, well, floorball being played here tonight. Well, this is a game just like yesterday's was. So we're down to the last 5 minutes. Let's make that 5 and 20 seconds plus. Oh, what an event. Here's Ethan. And I don't know if either of these teams were to go up against the Wonder Sticks, whether it's going to be such a tactical battle as it's been between these two. Here's Surya, who also came to the party today. Well, Kumar decides to get across the court. Hartanainen. Oh, it's straight back here. Fatah in the mix. Oh, decides to flight that one. Well, John Hong, you don't push him around because he's going to come out with a strike. And Gary Wong will sit it out. That's bound to happen. Was just looking at that. Well, did get the push first, which was legal. That's all said and done. But then the second time around, and I don't think, well, the referee was too pleased about that. So good call there by our official. And, well, as it currently stands, well, we do have, I was just keeping an eye on our photographers. They actually color-coded. And sometimes it's, well, family, friends. Sometimes it's the press itself. And Gary Wong, well, does get 2 minutes out for a hit. And, well, the man with the cap turned back, that's, if you can get him in your lens, in the Orion Star side, that's Yasni. Wonderful lad. You know, had the pleasure of, well, not just doing commentaries with him, but always entertained me with some great stories about his travels, about floorball itself, you know, route stages in Singapore, and so much more. Absolutely lovely lad. And what a job he's done as a coach. So here we go, back to the action. Straight off to Fatah from Ethan. Janong. Here's Hartanainen. Straight off to Janong. Back to Hartanainen. Remember, it's power play time for, well, Orion Star. But the last time this happened, Nemesis scored. So I'm never going to, well, put that past them. They've got a strong bunch of lads in there. Everyone from, well, Nicholas Lowe, Nicholas Chua, Gerald Tan. These are very, very seasoned players. Azari Saputra. Ethan's got it covered on the back. Well, if there's one thing that Orion Star will have to do is they've got to figure out a way to score. Well, Ethan decides to drive that through. Azari getting behind it. Surya will pull it away just in time. It's back to Hartanainen. Straight back to Kumar. Well, here goes Chan Hong back to Fatah. back to Kumar. Hartanainen. Surya, well, just missing out in the connect of that one. Azari was able to get it away. Kumar will intercept it. It's off to Fatah. Well, to be fair, it's just about 20 seconds more for Nemesis to be at full strength. Let's make that 17. That's going to lie loose for a bit. Needs to be pulled away, and that's done just in time by Danish Fitri. Well, Danish Isaac decides to go for it. Got Satish to contend with. Danish Isaac restarts the action quickly. Yes, Kumar. Remember, Nemesis are back to full strength. Siraj. Satish. Danish Isaac back again. Siraj will restart the action. A little over 2 minutes left. Here's Genmark. Hartanainen, oh, that's a reverse. A knock it could have been. Well, lethal, but obstructed there. Fatah with the effort. Yes, Fatah. He's got Nicholas Chua right behind him. And I think the real ploy would be Nemesis realize that, well, Orion Star are trying to keep the pressure on them so that they can, well, prevent Nemesis from attempting to strike. Well, Nicholas getting right in there. And that's been called. Referee Sharil not happy. And I think the lads will just check on him. And it is, well, Fatah. And Gary Wong just having a, well, chat there with Sharil. They just wanted to check on him. Make sure that everything's all right. So Nicholas Shaw will have to sit out the end, well, of this period. So here we go. It's going to be power play here for, well, Orion Star. They've enjoyed that a few times, but once, of course, it did turn against them. And let's find out. Well, Nemesis will be keen on doing something, but here it is. Fatah, well, gets in a much-needed goal. So it's the reverse Ronaldo celebration. But having said that, it's 5-3 and much needed. So if Orion Star have to stay on course, it's the second time, and I kind of feel a bit awful for goalkeeper Damien. Well, it's the second time he's got tangled up with the net there after falling back in. And none of the lads have given him a hand, it's just the referees. Well, I'd say no fries for the team tonight. So you got to help your keeper up. So Nemesis 3, Orion Star 5, and it's turning out to be now a bit of a, I would say, Herculean task, but it's a bit of a climb for Nemesis. Well, they are a player, or they were a player shot. That goal, of course, has turned things around, and they're still going for it. Hartanainen looking to knock that in. Remember, if Orion Star win this game, they sail through to the finals of the Singapore Floorball League World Championships, which will be, of course, played out on the 25th of October. But Nemesis will also be present to play out the third and fourth place game. It all depends on the next 30 seconds and if Nemesis can change their destiny. Well, Nicholas Chua getting in on the action. Yes, Cheong. Now, these are all essential national team players. They really have a lot of skill. You're looking at the cream of the crop right on the court before us. I've said this for all the 4 teams that have taken part in the women's and the men's. These are not just exuberant, enthusiastic, passionate players. These are highly skilled floorballers that you're looking at. Well, just about 15 seconds to go, and I do believe that Nemesis have pretty much thrown the gauntlet down here. They've got their keeper out as well, and that's going to be open season as Hartanainen knocks in another one, and that's the line of risk that you take whenever your keeper's out. It's now 6-3, and with 2 seconds to go, it's practically impossible for a comeback. Well, you don't want to do that. You don't want to leave your keeper out of position right at the end, but it's a do or die, really. And, you know, Nemesis just putting in their all. It's been quite a performance from these lads. So, Emily Hartanainen. Very impressive performance here from our young Dexter Wong. He was created a few great opportunities for his team. And that's pretty much it as we come to the end of this affair. Well, I don't think Dexter was too well happy about being held back, but there's definitely got to be no way back from this. So Nemesis 3, Orion Star 5. The final score, and it is, of course, Orion Star that will go through to the finals, where they will be up against the Wonder Sticks to be crowned champions of 2025-2026. It's been a really, really good performance from, well, Siasni and his men here today. Kumar's led the team very well, and, you know, all credit to Nemesis for putting up such a great showing yesterday. A very closely fought encounter that ended 7-6 on penalties, and today a game that's ended 6-3. So there it is, Nemesis 3, Orion Star 6, the final score in the second semi-final between the teams, with Orion Star confirming their spot in the finals. Thank you so much for sharing the action of semi-finals day 2. There's got to be no day 3 because everything's already been settled, but we'll see you again on the 25th of October right here for the third and fourth place game for the men's and the women's, and for the championship game for the men's and the women's. I'm Glenn Mascarenas. It's time for me to shut shop and ship out of here, and I'll be back again in 2 weeks' time on behalf of Leandro and his entire crew of skilled and very hardworking girls. It's time for us to say bye-bye. You stay well, and we'll see you again real soon.
Am I in? Am I in? Let me know when I'm in.
Nemesis now.
Okay, congratulations on making. Congratulations on making the finals again. So, what are your thoughts about this match?
I think coming into the match, we were all like really nervous, because if we win this match, it's over. But then, if we lose this game, then we have to fight for one more. So I'm glad that we ended the series over here, and yeah, really excited to go into the finals.
Okay, so knowing how tough it was the last game, right, what was the game plan coming into this game?
I think the game plan was to show a lot of maturity in our gameplay, try to cut down on the fouls, and just focus on getting the goals. Yeah.
And so you also scored quite a few goals today, lah. So what do you think is your individual highlight this game?
I think I didn't expect to score today, but I managed to get 2, and I think I'm just really happy that I contributed to the win. You know, yep. That's.
Okay, so y'all will be facing 1 and 6. So what are your thoughts?
Really excited. We do want to win them, and I'm sure we can win them. Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
And thank you.
Oh yeah. I thought bring home. Everybody Ryan, right? Huh? Fabian, oh. Yesterday he injured.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, tough match today. So, what are your thoughts about this match?
Thoughts wow. I think sadly our defense wasn't strong enough today to fight against Star, but
end of the day, I'm very happy because the guys all of us fought to our hearts out lah, and gave our best.
Okay, so from your tactical speaking rise, right, knowing what they did yesterday, what anything you all tried differently today?
I think we realized that they have one particular line that loves to pass the ball into the center rather than take the shot. So for us, we just prepared to cut the pass instead of taking the, and then they'll just leave the shot to me lah. Cause the defense believe in me to take the shot, then okay lah, I believe in them to cut the pass for me. Yeah.
So did it happen today, or did things go according to plan? And is it more like more things going more to plan or not to plan?
I think mostly went to plan lah, but then end of the day, okay lah. They have very good players, so we gotta give it to them, and they also work very hard for the win.
Okay, one last one. You all will be playing Ini next. Any thoughts?
No thoughts lah. Just recover and wait for the next match. Have some food first. Most importantly, yeah.
Thank you.